very often the choices on this map consist of what are civs that are very good at getting a lot of wood, being defensive. So China is very often a very good civ on a map like this, because you can just run ahead, Barbic in the middle, try get that fast H3 and Bob's your uncle. Rus, on the other hand, is also a very good civ for just whipping out a lot of wood with the wooden fortress. Yep. So we're gonna grab 3 workers. Why do I have to versus you? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Everyone was dodging. So immediately, the first things we do, we send 3 workers to make a hunting cabin. And once that hunting cabin is completed, and by the way, I haven't been super efficient with this, but you'll see that it works out very nicely. So what I try to do on King of the Hill, I'll send 1 scout one way. There's 2 main paths to go down, and 1 scout down the other way. Now, we've been quite fortunate in that we found both the deer packs straight away. So we'll make only the scouts from this hunting cabin that we speed built. And once this scout is made, we send him down here. We'll send the 3rd scout maybe to the opponent's base. At least you aren't English. Who's going to tell him, team? Who's going to tell him? Alright, start killing some wolves now. Rus obviously benefits a lot from bounty, and I'm actually going to go for the wheelbarrow nice and early here. It's a bit of a risky play to go for wheelbarrow because you don't always get the resources, but we're doing it, we're doing it. Some sheeps that are close enough back to the base will send them home. And what I like to do, just keep on focusing, getting all the food income that you can. We'll run over and grab those sheep and continue with that wolf. Ooh. This game is quite the bountilicious game, team. It's almost making me think that my opponent sort of forgot that we were Rus, maybe. Possibly. We'll have to see. So we're killing every deer that we possibly can. This means our bounty is going to be amazing. This being our bounty here is a Rus player. And he's starting his tech up quite fast. We're going to go finish off that wolf, bring these sheep back home. And soon we'll get the tech up going as well. I like to get my tech up very quickly with Rus. I certainly do. Just make sure we do a drop off there so we can keep on affording the units that we want. Oh, and look at that. We got another set of wolves over here. Very nice and pleasant. We'll quickly make a house here, and we'll also go for wooden fortress. So one of the reasons that Rus is very good on a map like this, A, there's lots of wood, B, Rus are one of the best at gathering the wood. One of the best, so if this does turn into a bit of a siege game, which it absolutely can. Oh crap, that's we're going to hit the super bounty very quickly. Which they absolutely can. You end up in very good shape if you can do that. Now, I'd love that to get close to there. Let's see if we can do it. So at this point in time, we're in good shape. We're in good shape for sure. All the deer packs we could have wished for. And we'll also... won't get that just yet. Soon though, soon. We're going to work on getting this this age up going. So pull the boar over to the trees. So this boar is obviously going to get us to pretty damn high on the bounty count. Make sure all the villages are close. But also, it's going to be a food source. And we'll put the hunting cabin right next to this wood line. And maybe make a little bit of a wall here. Grab the ends, delete them. And voila. We are now going to be getting quite a bit of wood from this fella. Or gold, rather. And getting the bounty. Fantastic. We hit 500 bounty, which is very uncommon. Sheep in the back of my base. What on earth's it doing there, like? Okay. Now, one advantage of Rus, we're going to have 3 scouts. So we're going to find out exactly what's going on. We're going to find out exactly what's going on. So we've got 2 military schools. That means he's already producing some units. An archery range. Again. Can I show you the cancel mechanic of the outer walls? Yeah, I'll make another wall in a second. In fact, I'll do it here. So if you make the wall like this, I then box grab. So you see it's 5 and 2. I'll tab to the 2, those are the pillars, and press S to stop them. You can also do it slightly different in that you can just control click on the pillars themselves and delete. Control click being the simple man's double click. I'm less likely to double click or misclick with it, but that's how I do it quite quickly. And it's been working for me decently well, decently well. Now, I do have 4 tickets available. Don't mind my scout over here, good sir. Don't mind my scout. It's not always the second option in the overlay is one thing I've noticed, actually, so... It's, not exactly the easiest. Okay, and this is one thing I love to do with this build. And this is one of the reasons why I think this is so damn strong for Rus in general. We're going for the hunting, or the high trade house. It's got a Sipahi here, which I won't be able to get away from that guy. But we're getting to see what he's going for. Doesn't feel too bad. And we're just keeping tabs. So when you see this, this usually is a big indicator that your opponent's going to be playing very aggressive against you. Very aggressive. One of the very, very popular strats of Ottoman is a... I don't want to call it an all-in. I wouldn't do it justice to call it an all-in, but it's to be very aggressive. Now, 357 gold from this bad boy. 357. We're going to go for double mosque here. This map is a lot about... a lot about relics, a lot about just making sure that you've got control of the map, and obviously about these sacred sites. So, we'll start getting this up and going. Rally those bad boys straight away. And get producing. Now, we do have a couple of these mad lads. Getting the wood upgrade as well, the lumber upgrade that is. So he's actually coming at us with a good squad here. And the fact that he's playing very aggressive is actually very good for him. I'll bring over a scout, just so I have a bit more vision here, because it's no fun playing in the dark. No fun at all. Now, we have been collecting a lot of gold, very naturally. So every time I need a certain kind of resource, in fact, because we're against tier 2 units here, every time we need a resource, we're going to use our gate just to get them. So here, I didn't really expect to be using so much food, but he has played very aggressive, so we're just going to roll with the punches. Yes, we are. Grabbing the relics, my income's very good. Get some pick-offs when we can. That's one thing about our army, it's very mobile. His at the moment isn't even remotely as mobile. And we'll... where shall we go? We'll just make another hunting cabin there. Ooh, my poor monk! Okay, we're getting the first range armor upgrade. I'm going to go for the second range armor upgrade, given that my dudes already deal 12 damage, his deal 5. So I feel that the armor, for me, is a much bigger deal than it is for him. Now, just again using our mobility here. So these spearmen can't really do anything, and just making sure that we're not taking too much damage. We could even load up this TC just to make sure that we're getting the most out of this situation. Because again, we're whittling down this army pretty hard. Oh, yeah, he wanted to get that monk. You saw it, right? Okay, there's a meta in the mix. Make sure it stays away from these archers, not to buff them any more than necessary. And boom, we're going to start grabbing that sacred site now. Okay. Now we're in control. Sort of. If we can keep this up. And this is where things get very scary for our opponent. So we're going to get some keep stone. And we can start to take guys off of resources like the food. One big reason for that. Now it should turn into a bit of a siege game with us controlling the middle. We're going to be on a good amount of relics. We'll quickly move this scout over there. We'll get the stone income upgrade as well. Drop that off. Oh. Well, that sheep has to go, team. He's a spy. And we'll move over. We'll get Tithe Barns here as well. And we're just getting all the upgrades that we possibly can. This increases siege production. So when we start with a siege, that'll be nice. Yeah, I see a few people commenting about my opponent. Just know that this was the first man that was brave enough to not dodge this morning. Which I am very thankful for, because the other Conqueror players before him, well, all these fuckers dodged, boys and girls. They certainly did. That's a lot, actually, isn't it? Might have to back off here. Get some more units out. Maybe go for the Maybe we'll get the siege up and running beforehand. In fact, yeah, we'll get the siege up and running beforehand, I think, is what we'll do. And we're still getting enough food from this, I think, to see us through the cold winter. Make sure that we get a lot of units out and about. And we've got so much gold income. We literally haven't mined any gold ourselves. This has literally just been passive gold income. So we are grabbing a couple of mangonels, which against a near pure archer mass is very solid. And we'll start rapidly building that. And I think even if we take this fight right here, right now, I think it's going to be an okay one. With the monk upgrade here, we have 3 range armor. And that went up damn fast, but we do have literally a gazillion... a gazillion workers here. And this is where we're just going to try and take the middle again. GG. Not your most normal game, but at least we got a bit of the build down. So a few things about this one. Hunting cabin in the corner. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Lots of wood, so you never have to move from your initial wood lines. And that means that this single wooden fortress can kind of empower you for the whole game. King of the Hill, also with the one sacred site, does not lend itself to a long game. So civs that want to boom, if you're like a HRE or, you know, you've got like a power spike to hit, or China, doesn't really fit them in that sense. Like with China, you don't want to be playing 2 TC. But with Rus, if you've got 20 minutes to get yourself set up well, get some siege flowing with your very, very superior wood income and all this free gold that you can get, especially from just having like random hunting cabins knocking about as well. This one especially. Like this, just to put this into perspective, with the new relic situation, 4 relics is 80 gold times 4, meaning 320 gold. This right here is the equivalent, given that I've got a lot of bounty, it's the equivalent, like, almost, you know, 4.5 relics, which is insane. And the fact that you get the relics as well, given that we almost fast-tech to age 3, we get map control as well with the horse archers, it just makes this a very, very promising map for Rus in general. Very promising.